What's going on, everybody? It's Fungus here, bringing you a little team deathmatch on Summit. False. That's a matter of fact, that's false. That's domination on Summit, getting my gameplays mixed up. Anyway, it's summer vacation, kind of. I have to take some summer classes to graduate, but I don't have to do that for another week, so it's still summer vacation a little bit. What I think about most when I think of my summer vacations were, one of the biggest things was the fact that I almost died a couple years back on a summer vacation. And, well, that's what I want to talk to you guys about, my near-death experience. And it has to do with escalators, New Orleans, and Crocs. And the first thing you may think was, how the fuck do these three things correlate at all? Well, let me explain to you how they correlate. Ooh, that was nasty right there. Anyway, they correlate because I was in New Orleans because I was about to go to a cruise, and I was on an escalator because for some reason I decided to go on an escalator, and I had recently watched the movie Elf with Will Ferrell, and if you guys don't know or you've not seen that movie, Will Ferrell goes up and down stairs, or escalators I should say, just really fucking funny. And so I wanted to imitate that. That's what I like to imitate things, you know. And so I tried to imitate that. Well, I was doing an extremely, as White Boy would say, I was performing this imitation at extremely high levels until I reached the bottom. And that's where my failure came into play. I actually did the one thing you should never do when riding an escalator, and that is ride it all the way to the very bottom. Because there's like a little gap between the last step and the hole, and my Croc, the shoe, not a crocodile like a aquatic predator, but the shoe, the Croc shoes, mine went inward into the thing. And I actually have a picture here I'm going to show for you guys. Bam! Look at that. As you can see, those are not dog marks, dog chewing marks or anything. You can see the perfect teeth marks from the escalator in there. It sucked that fucking thing right in there. That's what she said. And it left the escalator non-operable. It no longer worked. It no longer escalated people up and down. People were pissed. I was getting people telling me they were going to call the authorities on me, which wouldn't have really been a big deal. But I fled the scene as any smart Samaritan would. And I never went back, obviously, so I don't exactly know what happened, but let me tell y'all something. When I pulled that shoe out, it literally stretched my height. I'm 6'2" tall, so you have part of my shoe in the ground. I'm pulling it, and it's like up to my head, and then it was one of those situations to where it finally ripped, and I like flew 5 feet backwards. Almost lost my foot. I like to think I almost lost my foot. I did some really nice Reggie Bush / Cinderella footwork to slide my foot out of there real quick, and ended up leaving the scene with my heel altos. I don't have any Mr. Deeds crazy shit going on with like a black foot. I totally am fully functional. But crazily enough, that vacation, even though I almost lost a foot, it was actually really good. I ran into some extremely fine females on the cruise boat, and speaking of females, some tips on how I do things, I guess you could say. For anyone who's having kind of bad luck with female, I'm getting way off topic here, but it's okay. For anyone who's kind of having some trouble with females, I have a foolproof plan. And if you watch some other commentaries, other commentators, and see what they, everyone kind of talks about the subject, but you may drugs or alcohol or anything. No. That's overdone. That's overdone. You want to play this shit look speed 10 insane mode? If you want to get women at insane mode, here's what you got to do. You have to find the handicapped ones, the crippled ones. Now, I know that sounds bad right off the get-go. And even more specifically, they need to be handicapped in the sense that they're in wheelchairs. Now, let me explain to you why this is extremely, extremely important. You want the ones in wheelchairs because not only do they not get a lot of attention to begin with, so if you have 2 feet, they're like, damn, this motherfucker can walk. So he's already doing good. So that's one. And the second thing is, if you have like kind of a wild personality like me and you tend to scare people off after like a month or so, the good thing about wheelchairs is that they have tires on them, like wheels. So all you got to do is you just sneak into the house at night, you pop off the circle wheels, and you put on square wheels. So when she tries to roll, she ain't going anywhere. So bam, that's how you keep a steady relationship. You get a handicapped girl in a wheelchair and you put square wheels on her tire. Bam, you're looking good. You're just it's really that simple. I don't normally give pro tips like that. It should be a perk in the game. I don't have any pro perks though, so kind of stepping into the commentary or the gameplay now. When you watch this, I don't have any pro, not that I know of anyway. If I do, I don't even know it. Oh goodness, but yeah, and the reason why I started going after handicapped women was because the last girl I dated actually turned out to be a lesbian, and I don't know how many people that's actually happened to out there. But it really hurts your ego. Like, it puckered up my butthole when I found out about it. Like, I thought, this girl is very attractive, blah, blah, blah. And, I should have known something was up when she kept saying things like, well, if you hear that I'm like a lesbian, then you shouldn't believe anything. I mean, she said it like all the time. So I should have definitely picked up the warning signs. Look at me trying to be a team player and revive that guy and getting killed in the process. Fuck that. But I should have picked up on the warning signs, and I didn't, and she turned out to be a lesbian. It was extremely hard on my ego. I don't know if I turned her into a lesbian or if she was already a lesbian. I don't even like to think of it. That's why I stick with the handicapped women, the square wheels on the wheelchair. It's foolproof. I highly try it. So if you guys watch this, maybe leave a comment. Tell me what your worst vacation experience was. And I will be seeing you guys soon. Bye.